Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. From the Sugar Shack Studios in Texas, USA, podcasting and streaming around the globe, it's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, Tim Mahaffey, president of the Lone Star Jeep Club. Free beginner's wheeling course.
All right.
Okay, free. Did you hear that? It's
no
free.
charge. Yeah.
No
free
charge.
is good.
But you're going to have to pay some money to put gas in the tank to get there.
Well,
Just saying. Jeff has a look at the upcoming racing events, and that pretty much starts this weekend, does it not?
Yeah. A lot of
Looking
stuff
forward
going
to
on.
that. Also, just ahead on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show, we've got some other goodies we're going to throw in there, including this week's news headlines. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. So glad that you could join us on this Saturday. It is cold. It is breezy here in the Houston, Texas area. We've already received our high temperature for the day. I think it was about 55 at midnight, and it's continuing to drop as the day progresses.
I got up about 5:30 and it was about 50 degrees and it was dropping ever since.
Yeah. So, Burr, there's that. All right. I did want to remind you that, and I said this in our tease, that I had lunch with Gary Garnett down at Keels and Wheels, and the 28th annual Keels and Wheels Car and In the Water Boat Show returns to the Lakewood Yacht Club in Seabrook, Texas, May 4th and 5th. Don, why are you talking about that now? Well, because they are things are changing down there, and they're going to be bringing in different things. And this year, I'm told, kind of under the cloak, that it is going to be a Resto Mod highlighted show.
Oh.
Resto Mods.
Okay.
And they're getting some Resto Modders in with their clever designs and paint jobs and that sort of stuff.
Is there such a thing as a Resto Mod boat?
That's a good question. We'll have to ask. We're going to talk to him later on. All right. So we got that coming up. Okay. So let's get now to our guest this morning is Tim Mahaffey, and Tim is with the Lone Star Jeep Club. Tim, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you very much. I understand your secretary of the club, Christine Voyda, is with us as well.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. It's good to have you guys with us. Thank you. Is it cold up there?
Yes,
It
it's
is.
about 34, feels like 23.
There you go. So we've got our weather report from North Texas.
I remember when I was 23.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. I wish I could say. Lone Star Jeep Club. Tell us about that, Tim. Let's talk about the history of the Lone Star Jeep Club. How far does it go back?
The Jeep Club goes back to 1997, so over 25 years we've been around. We're a nonprofit registered organization in Texas, and we're a Jeep-only club. And we have members that are in Dallas, Houston. We had some in New Mexico, Missouri, and Arkansas. So we kind of span the Texas area and surrounding states.
You like this car show. You span the globe.
We'd love to span the globe.
Yeah. I don't know as if you'd want all those members, however. So let me ask you something. So when I think of Jeep, I always think of Wranglers. Do you allow things like Wagoneers in there?
We do. Yes.
Anything with a Jeep tag.
Do you have any wood-sided vinyl on any of the Jeep Wagoneers in there?
No, we don't. We may put some duct tape on it once in a while, depending on what happens on the trail. But
It's got to be the right color duct tape, though.
What a great idea!
Yeah.
we could have some wood, wood paneling duct tape. What do you think? Try to match it up.
That's a great idea.
I thought so. Well, you can keep it for free.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about this event that you've got coming. First of all, do you guys do a lot of events? I mean, like a once a month thing, besides meetings and minutes and that kind of stuff? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about going out and having fun.
We are known as a wheeling club in North Texas.
Okay,
sorry,
so
Christine.
So let me ask you, and I'm sorry, I'm a car guy. I have owned a Jeep in the past at one point in my life. What is a wheeling club? What does wheeling mean?
We get out and we go. Wheeling means off-roading.
Off-roading.
So we go out off-roading. We call them wheeling events or runs. Not to be confused with a 10K, but we actually drive our Jeeps off-roading. We call them runs and wheeling events. And yes, we have multiple events at least once a month. getting out, putting your Jeep in four-wheel drive, and hitting the trail and having a good time with everybody in the club.
So is it an event within an event? So you get, say, 20, 30, 40 Jeeps, and you drive out to a location, and then at that location you do your wheeling. So it's more of a double, driving there and then driving the event.
Yeah, depending on where the location is, because some of the places we go, like in Barnwell, which is in Gilmer, Texas, it's about 3.5 hours from the Dallas area.
Oh.
So oftentimes we'll meet, somewhere, and then we'll travel out together just in case something happens on the road while you're on the way.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, when you put on these events, 3.5 hours away, that to me, that would be traveling out there on a Friday night, so you'd have all day Saturday or Saturday to Sunday. Mm-hmm. Do you do that frequently?
Yes, we do.
That's good.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
We for us car guys, we got an event coming up called the Hot Rod Tour of Texas, and it's a 3-day event, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We start off on Thursday night, all meeting up down in Victoria, and then traveling up toward you, and wind up North Texas on Sunday. And we just have such a great time. And it's just a great time being in a long row of cars. And in some cities, they welcome you through and have motorcycle escorts and all that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I would imagine it's kind of the same thing. I mean, you get 40 Jeeps going down the road together. People go, hey, look at that.
People, Christine can talk to that too. People do stop and look, but I don't think we've ever had a police escort. For some reason, they were following us one time, but never in front of us.
Escort in reverse.
Yeah, that's it. All you need to do is just call a couple of those little small towns where, they've got 1 or 2 police officers working whenever you're going to roll through, and just say, hey, heads up. Wanted to let you guys know we're going to go through town if you want to get a gang out.
That is a terrific idea. I think we're going to do that. That's a great idea.
We're full of ideas today.
I mean, exactly.
Full of something.
Full of something.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Christine, tell me about yourself and your involvement with the Lone Star Jeep Club.
So I am a car girl at heart. I've been in the car business for 31 years, and I got into Jeeping after breast cancer. I bought my first Jeep, and I actually wheel with them just as hard as they do.
Oh,
so I will go on the really challenging trails just as much as the guys. I am one of 2 females in the club that typically drive on trails. I've gone as far out as Kingman, Arizona to wheel, Moab, up to Missouri, and I do all the locals with them. So over time, I've built out my Jeep. So I run on 37s with a lift. I'm only 5'4", so it is a big climb for me to get in because my tires are waist high.
Wow!
But I can do just as much as they can, and they welcome me with open arms through the time period. So I've been on the board now 3 years with them.
So it sounds like they're afraid of you.
No, I don't think they're afraid, but I actually bought a second Jeep yesterday for my daily driver. I bought the 4xe.
Do y'all
do
any events like cruise-ins or drive-ins that just, you hang out in a parking lot rather than going on a wheeling?
Not typically.
Yeah.
We have done a couple. Yeah, typically we're more about getting on the trails.
Well, I mean, there's something to be said for that. Mm-hmm. I like that. I will tell you that my very short experience was actually sponsored by Jeep, and I think that Mars, you went on that trip as well. We went, where did we go? Some way up in the mountains somewhere. Where was that?
We didn't go to Moab.
Where you had where you had the brakes lock up on the thing and slid down the hill.
Oh, that
was Tuesday.
No. There was one in Utah, but that doesn't seem like that was the right place.
No, it was either in Colorado. I don't remember. But lots of mountains, and we were all in Jeep Wranglers. And what was that? Wasn't the Jeep Liberty? Was the Compass? Maybe it was the Compass. I don't remember. But they took us up to the top of a mountain. There was no road up there. It was a trail up there. And it got really tight when you got up to the top of the mountain. And you didn't dare look down to the side because you would have freaked out.
Yeah, not for me.
And, at some points along that trail on the way up there, we had to have spotters so we wouldn't venture off of where we needed to be. So have you done things like that?
Yes, we did top of the world out in Moab, where they guide you all the way to the end so you can get photos of looking like you're going to drive off.
Great.
Yeah.
We did Christmas Mountain at Big Bend.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
And Hell's Gate out in Moab as well.
Yeah.
All of us drove up Hell's Gate. So, yeah.
Now, when you go on these adventures, I mean, everybody drives their Jeep there?
Some people trailer.
Some people trailer, yeah. There's a couple of members that have trailers, and they're running 42s, and it's
they're really off-roaders.
Yeah.
Well, I remember, I think it was down at Woody's Waterfront Car Show that I saw a couple of Jeeps down there. And if they had a license plate, they had to steal it from somewhere because this thing did not look like it was going to be, street legal by any stretch of the imagination. And like you say, a couple of them trailer them. Those are the really serious guys that have done some serious suspension work. Not that a regular Jeep Wrangler needs suspension work for most of us, but if you get really serious about it, you really want to have some more articulation in the suspension, and maybe some extra horsepower or different gearing and that sort of stuff. You have members that are really into that.
Oh yeah, yep. So when we wheel, we have three groups: easy, medium, and harm. Harm is the hard group. So those are the folks that hit the really, really difficult obstacles. So
not for the novice.
Not for the novice. No, not for the novice.
Well, I've seen some shows on television where these guys that you're talking about, that, I mean, they get into a gully where, I mean, I didn't know a suspension could travel that far side to side. And, I mean, almost on their sides trying to get up this, challenge, so we say.
The body and the frame flex, too. I mean, that's all part of it, I guess.
It gets really serious, and it's way, way out of my league. I mean, put me on a drag strip, okay, I got that. But to do that, I mean, it takes some real talent. So where did you gain your talent? Just by doing those kinds of things over and over?
Yeah, experience. Getting out as much as we can to go wheel, just this learning over experience, learning how your rig reacts to how you drive it on the trail, learning about your new equipment, what lines to take. And Christine underestimated herself. She's one of the best people I've ever seen actually to find a line to get over an obstacle, and is an expert driver out on the trail. So she's one of the best at that, but it's just over experience. And I know we wanted to talk about the beginning wheelers school class that we have coming up.
Yep.
One of the things there is, a lot of people go out and see the commercials, right? See Jeeps driving through snow, driving through mud, and they get it. And we sometimes refer to them like mall crawlers or pavement princesses. But these people don't understand.
I've been referred to that as like that before.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, but probably not in a Jeep. Is my guess.
No. Yes.
So,
no.
Yeah. It's
another show.
Yeah, it's another show. That was a club, actually. Never mind. Go ahead.
No. So people are like they want to go do that, right? Not everyone. Some of them like it as a daily driver, but there's some things to do to prepare before you get onto the trail, like letting air out of your tires, explaining why you need to let air out of your tires. What kind of tires do you need? What's the difference between all-terrain and mud terrain? What tire manufacturer do you want to go with? Do light bars help with traction or not? People, have all these questions. And so we go over, how to even engage into four-wheel drive. People don't even know how to put it down into four high. Well, four high is easy, but not down into four low. Disconnecting your sway bar so you do have that articulation when you're out on the trail. And if someone has lockers, how and when to use those lockers on the trail, right? We had cases where some folks had the lockers on the trail entirely, and you actually lose some control of your Jeep when you have your lockers on full time. And, so we teach people how and when to use your lockers, and even things like how to remove your hardtop, what to eat, what to take with you on the trail to eat to keep your energy level, your concentration up, and things like hydration that you need to worry about. And then navigation too, how to navigate your way around a park. So we go over all those things in our free beginners wheeling class that we're started up this year, just to get people prepared and interested into the community.
I think the Jeep that I had was about a 1980. I bought it off the showroom floor, and it had the lockers that you had to get out of the Jeep and then go and lock them actually
the hubs,
at
yeah.
the hubs.
The front hubs?
Yeah. And that was a pain. Now it's all by push button. We don't have to even throw things in gear or anything like that. I mean, it's all just push the button with these new Jeeps.
Well, unless you upgrade to a different axle. So the 1-ton axles, you still have to get out and lock the hubs yourself.
The 1-ton axles.
There's no push button for that, like the 60s in the front, right? And so you still have to get out and lock your hubs.
Well, one thing that you didn't mention, and I saw this on a car show called the Holden Brothers, and they were beefing up an old Scout. Nope, take that back. It was an actual
FJ?
No, it was a Blazer from, I guess, the 70s. That's what it looked like, and they'd taken the top off of it. They did an extensive amount of suspension work on it, but they actually put bead locks on these tires that were $700 a piece.
Wow.
I mean, talk about some knobbies, but I didn't know about bead locks on tires like that. And they said, oh, yeah, well, we're going to run it at 5 pounds of pressure when we get out there and we try to go up the side of a hill. I don't think that most people realize what a bead lock is, or why would you run 5 pounds of pressure in your tires.
Exactly. A lot of people don't know, and a lot of people don't know in the state of Texas, it's actually illegal to run bead locks on the highway. They're really intended for off-road use only. Yeah.
So the ones we see on a Jeep that are running the highway, those are kind of just decorations?
The facade?
We'll just say some people push the envelope a little bit.
Well,
they're traveling to a destination, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, the other thing is, too, they make some what appear to be bead locks, but they're not true bead locks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Faux bead locks.
Yeah. And
which now they run bead grips.
Mm-hmm. Bead
so
grips.
Those are, they now have bead grips, which work very similar. And I can go down to 10 pounds of pressure. They look more like steel wheels, but they have the same technology.
Interesting.
So on the wheeling side of it, when you're out there and you're doing your climbs and your organization, is there a lot of damage to those Jeeps? Because I'd be afraid to dent something or roll it over or just
mostly
ruin it.
Trail rash.
Trail rash.
I do.
Trail rash.
Yeah, trail rash. But I mean, I do have I have a gash in my fender. It's been there for a couple of years.
So that's like a badge of honor.
To me, it is, yes. And I don't plan on changing it till I destroy the fender.
Oh.
I have a broken tail light. I have a set of extras of tail lights.
So you trailer yours?
Because those are common. No, I drive mine. It was my daily driver until about April of last year.
So that's where you get to pushing the limits on some things, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We've had busted control arms. I broke my axle once. What else? I ripped my fender off. We have flat tires. We have, tires will actually come out of the bead locks on the trail. I don't think we've had anybody roll over yet, but we've seen rollovers on the trail itself.
Mm-hmm. So when you've got something that, like, for instance, a broken axle, how do you handle that? How do you get it back home? Somebody brings a trailer?
Yeah, somebody bought a trailer. In my case, I didn't have one. So it was in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and it was going to be close to $3,000 to flat tow it back. And someone had suggested just go to U-Haul, rent a truck and a trailer, and then take it back, which costs like $250. So that's what I did. And then it was push, pull, drag to get me off of the trail. So it was actually on Rubicon Ridge, which is a badge of honor trail up there right at the beginning. And it took forever to get me off of that trail. So, but yeah, that's what you do. You help each other out, right? That's why you don't go out alone, and you help your fellow Jeeper on the trail and off the trail, right? That's part of the Jeep community itself.
Yeah.
Trail rash. I like it.
Well, listen, guys, it's great to talk to you. It's the free beginners wheeling course sponsored by Collin County Off-Road, and it's going to be up in McKinney next weekend. Is that correct?
Next weekend, if you're in the area, feel free to stop by. It is free. We'll probably spring for some refreshments as it gets closer. So love to have people come out and learn how to wheel and learn about the club and meet one of our sponsors. A great sponsor, Collin County Off-Road, has been really, really good to us. So
very nice. And how about a website for you guys, or somehow to get a hold of you?
Yep, www.lsjc.org. We're a nonprofit, so
LSJC, Lone Star Jeep Club. Duh.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'm a little slow. It's a little early on a Saturday morning. Listen, Tim and Christine, we sure thank you very much for joining us this morning. It's been a great conversation. Let's stay in touch and give us an update on how things go next weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll definitely do. We'll send you some pictures. And thanks for having us again.
Thank you. Christine, take care.
You bet.
Thank you. Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In-Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream our 3-hour weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com, and podcasts from your favorite podcast provider. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break. Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. Want to feel good about something special you did for someone special? In-Wheel Time and the original Lupi Tortilla group of Tex-Mex restaurants have joined together to help a very worthy cause, God's Garage, a Christian-based 501c3 charity. We know there are lots of places and organizations out there where you can donate a car, truck, or SUV, but we're asking you, our car enthusiast family, to consider donating to God's Garage. Visit godsgarage.org and learn about its mission, the women that have been helped, how each one is screened, and about their Restore You program. A car donation is an easy way to make a difference in the lives of others. God's Garage needs good operating vehicles, but will take all types in working and non-working condition. Make your heart and soul feel good by donating your gently used vehicle and help support single mothers, widows, and wives of deployed military at godsgarage.org. Okay, welcome back to the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. If you'd like to get in touch with us, all you have to do is shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. The racing calendar is sponsored by the Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge Race Series. Check it out at tmccc.com. Jeffrey?
Yep. Okay, you want to do the racing or you want to go to the ice?
Let's do the racing.
Okay, well, the racing is happening this month, starting right now. Last night we had the Craftsman Truck Series racing. A young man by the name of Nick Sanchez won the truck race, and right after that they were running the ARCA. Now there's a threat of rain for the weekend for the 500, so they're trying to get as much things as done as possible. And today, you've got the Xfinity race at the Xfinity United Rentals 300 at 4 p.m. Last night was the truck race.
If it doesn't rain out.
If it doesn't rain out, but they're trying to squeeze it on in. They're moving up the schedule, as they say.
The schedule.
And then tomorrow is the big event, which is the Daytona 500, February 18th. Coverage starts at 2:30 for the race, but your pre-race starts at 11. And I don't know if it's on at FS1 or Fox,
so stupid.
but is on your local Fox station. location. There are tickets available. So, Mike, if you want to go, you can jet out right now and be there. So, and then we've got some things coming up with Angela later on and her racing. So we've got that coming up.
No problem. Raceway. Then we're going to check out the crawfish and the alligators.
Crawfish and alligators. And then we got, got NHRA coming up, and you got Formula One with their debacle and all kinds of strange stuff there.
All right. Well, let's do ice racing.
Let's do ice racing.
That was a clever call on your part.
Well, I was looking up stuff to kind of do some features, and it's wintertime. I was cold, got the chill, and here we go.
You got the chill. Lord, I got the chills.
That's right. So ice racing, just like trying to walk on an icy sidewalk in stilettos, ice racing comes with a unique set of challenges. Ice racing cars aren't your typical run-of-the-mill sedans. These are specially modified masterpieces. At the heart lies the tires. Cars' tires are studded for a firm grip on icy surfaces because grip is the survival. Each tire hosts hundreds of metal studs ready to cut into the ice. Suspension mods keep the car level and in control because that's very important to have your suspension just right on that ice. Lower center of gravity, wide track width, increased wheelbases are the best way to go. Another part of this, getting it all set up, is weight.
Those are cars that I don't even recognize.
Well, they're built
ice
for ice racing, right? Now there's the weight. So too much in the front and you plow into the ice, too much in the back and you spin out. It's a delicate balancing act, how you set your vehicle
up.
But
these guys have nothing to do in the wintertime, so this is perfect.
Well, this is what they do in the winter. This is a process.
So in the fall, they get the cars ready.
I would imagine there's probably a all year thing.
You're a Michigander.
I never did ice racing. Yeah, I never did that. I was too cold. Then there's the engine. You got turbos, you got cold air intakes, you got the exhaust. Those are allowed. All the modifications to an engine are allowed depending on what class and what you're racing on, be it a lake or just a field of ice. Making a car into an ice racing machine requires more than just mechanical ability, Mike. It requires skill, daring, and above all, it requires a willingness to brave the elements.
Are you going to talk now?
He's going to talk now.
One of our viewers said that's where ice racing is where drifting got started.
Right. Well, ice racing originally started, I think, over in Europe because of Austria and things of that nature. So brace yourself. You're all geared up in your igloo racing vehicle. Are you ready to go racing? Well, not quite yet. First, check the temperatures. Cars, like humans, appreciate letting the engine run until the idle reaches the optimum temperature. Checking all the fluids, Mike. Oil, coolant, brake fluid. These liquids should be winter-friendly versions to brave the cold. So you got to make sure your car's prepped or you're not going to have a good event in racing.
Yeah.
Finally, the driver. Well, if you're equipped to withstand the cold, after all, you can't expect to be racing a car and shivering like a chihuahua. So it's a game of subtle and Goldilocks principles. In other words, not too much, not too little, but just right. Same goes for braking on ice. Steady, slow and steady wins the race. The best part, Mike, like you said, is the drifting and the grip. So brace yourself. Let's go for a race.
There's lots of drinking going on, I'm sure.
Eggnog. I'm thinking eggnog and hot chocolate.
Hot toddies.
That's some of that liquid to help keep you warm and liquid, winter-friendly liquids.
Sure. There are classes that sanction stuff and all that.
I'm sure
going on.
I'm sure that there are. Mm-hmm. Hey, today's In Will Time Car Talk Show is sponsored by the group of original Lupi Tortilla restaurants in Houston, Beaumont, and College Station, Gulf Coast Auto Shield, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories. We continue the In Will Time Car Talk Show right after this quick break.
The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipes mean when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the original Lupi Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here's the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Lupi Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Speaking of original, nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Lupi Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Lupi Tortilla Katy is another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Lupi's. It's located just off I-10 and the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggie Land? Head to the Lupi Tortilla in College Station, located just around the corner from Kyle Field. It's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Headed east to Louisiana, stop in at the Lupi Tortilla in Beaumont. It too's on I-10. You can't miss it. The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants invites you in for the best Tex-Mex anywhere. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.